Okay, here we go. Another day, another topic. And today it is cancer. A guy sent me a documentary series which is made by the Norwegian newspaper VG. And it is about this guy Terje Theo Flove or something like that. And he got lymphoma, an aggressive form of cancer, but also it has a very good prognosis to be cured, up to 93% or 95% or more actually, if it gets treated quite early. Now, this guy chose not to take treatment from the start because he believes that he can cure it by thinking it away, by using things like Kambo, using juicing, fasting. Now he's doing water fast. He's doing, and he even did, which is ridiculous, which actually is kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you have cancer. He did a grape cure, like blue grapes. And it's a known fact that cancer actually lives by eating glucose. So he was actually feeding his cancer violently with glucose. Are there some ways to treat cancer alternatively? Well, you can actually slow down the process by being in ketosis, by not eating any carbs. That can actually slow it down to a very slow pace because the cancer needs glucose or carbs to actually grow and to thrive. Now you have, of course, broccoli, and you have other vegetables that can actually help the immune system, and which also is anti-cancerous if you eat a lot of them before you actually get the cancer. But to treat cancer, to get rid of cancer, you have to take ordinary treatment. There is not a single documented case in the world that you can actually verify by science that has been able to cure their own cancer with juicing or any other remedies. The death by cancer used to be about 100%. If you got it, you died. It spread and it died. Now, this guy refuses ordinary treatment. That's the first thing you do, because he also seems, to be honest, to me, the kind of hubris, the kind of narcissism, the kind of extreme belief in your own subjectivity is basically, the subjectivity in contrast to objective reality. His beliefs are so strong. He believes so much in his own emotions that I will actually call it basically a psychosis. And I looked at some of his stuff on Facebook, and I saw through all these, or listened to all the documentaries in the VG TV. And then I saw the comments on his Facebook, and people supporting him. Oh, it's so great that you're doing your way. It's so great that you are kind of trying this and doing that. And you have all these other nutcase people who, of course, believes in this shit. And it kind of feeds into his own ego. Even after the first treatment, when he finally went into treatment, the cancer had spread to his whole body. luckily he's young, and the first treatment by poison or cellegift, as it's called in Norway, chemotherapy, worked very well. It removed the cancer. It was like, wow. When I saw the first one, I thought, well, this guy is really dead. Okay, that was my first thought. When it spread to his whole body and he was really dying, they managed to turn this around. He gained weight again. Of course, he lost his hair, but who fucking cares? I mean, you're surviving. And then, when he then he gets into a new CAT scan, and some small places the cancer is back, so he needed another treatment. And the physician tell him straight to him, you have to do this and that, and then you will be clear, probably clear. And he decides to go alternative again. And I have to say, for the physician or the cancer doctor which is treating him, if I were that doctor, I would have screamed to him. I would have yelled to him. I would have told him what I'm going to tell him now. Your family loves you. Okay? Your family loves you. They are suffering under your narcissistic choices. And so is the other people who is treating you. This physician was so happy the first time when it worked for you. Everybody was happy. And then you stab them in the back and you go back to that same bullshit that started this thing in the first place. And it is also so annoying, because if you had taken the treatment the first time, the cost for the state, the Norwegian state, would have been maybe 10 times lower. But because of your hubris, because of your narcissism, because of you following your own fucking feelings, you are costing the state millions. And the next time you go in for treatment, it will probably kill you anyway. Because these treatments are extremely harsh on the body. And if you don't treat when the cancer comes back, they start to get an immunization to the poison you pour in to kill it. And if you now wait until it had metastasized into your whole body again, it is over. It is over. Probably over. Okay? And if you survive this, if you don't take the treatment now, if you should survive this, you will be 60 years old in your body and you will never have kids, which might be a good idea anyway, because you don't seem like a very smart person. So yeah, that was nasty, and I'm kind of pissed off now, because the choices you are doing, the choices people like you are doing, is the graveyards are full of people who goes this route. And also the people who are doing prayer and earning money from it, fuck them too. You can't think yourself away from cancer. You can help yourself by eating the correct things, by studying cancer, what weakens it, what strengthens it. You can do that, but you have to use the scientific method. That's the whole thing. You have to go for science. Of course, eat your veggies. Cut out the sugar. Even fruit. Get it out of your system. If I had got cancer, I would go total keto. Absolute 100% keto. I'm usually keto, and I fast like 16 to 18 hours a day. I have an eating window that is like 4-6 hours. And that is to strengthen my own immune system. I know that works. That actually works. And turmeric and all this shit, it actually works to strengthen your body. And you might even slow down the growth of cancer by doing it, but it will kill you in the end. It will metastasize to the rest of your body and it will fucking kill you. The only thing you need is one cell that travels to your brain, your lungs, or your bone marrow, or wherever and then it starts growing. I saw on YouTube a while ago a guy who was treating himself with skin cancer. He went in and he cut off, it was a farmer, so he was used to pain, so he cut out some skin that was kind of looked strange and itched and stuff. And what happened was when he cut into this shit and removed it himself and sewed it up, the cancer cells went into the bloodstream. And when he finally got to the hospital and he was actually dying, he had skin cancer in his brain, in his lungs, everywhere in the body. Skin cancer in your brain. So, and then it was of course over, because it has to do with this. If the cancer becomes a certain number, you basically have to kill the person to kill the cancer. And that is when it's over. Then it's really over. So, the people who loves you, are more important than your ego. If you ask this simple question, if you love your parents, your sister or whatever it was, and your friends, which is probably not good friends anyway, because a good friend would do like me now. I would tell you the fucking truth. And if you couldn't take it, too fucking bad, then I wouldn't be your friend anymore. Because I wouldn't sit around watching a person fucking die. And I actually have an experience with a woman I know which has breast cancer, and she's doing exactly the same thing. And she has small children. She has children. And she doesn't even have the right to do this. And I've been on her from the start, get this removed. And right now, it is easy to get this removed. But when it metastasizes, it's fucking over. Okay? And I'm so upset because I've seen enough people die. So, anyway, it's the same thing with suicide. What you are doing, Tarje, is to commit a suicide. You are committing what I would call involuntary suicide in a way. Suicide by ignorance, suicide by hubris, suicide by narcissism, and suicide by psychosis. Something's really wrong with you. You really need to talk to a shrink, somebody who really, really tells you the truth. Okay? If one doesn't have children, you don't have people who loves you like parents. Friends come and go anyway. But parents, it doesn't really matter if you kill yourself or you try an experiment like this, because nobody else is suffering except from the economy. If you chose to do this and you came to a certain point where the cancer was actually killing you and you accepted that, you accepted death, then it wouldn't cost society anything. But this will also cost society a hell of a lot of money, because next time you go in for treatment, this will be the price for the first treatment was like this. The next will be like this. And we, taxpayers, we, the people, are paying for this shit, okay? So get your shit together. It's like, when I see things like that, I wish we had health insurance. Because there is no health insurance company. They would just tell you, if you do not take the treatment now, if you don't do it, you won't get treatment anymore. Period. Then it's up to you. That's a real choice. But now, we are exploiting the state's resources and you are putting your parents and the loved ones into a situation which nobody should experience. I mean, it doesn't matter how depressed I was. I know one thing, I wouldn't kill myself unless my parents were gone first. Man, you never know how bad it can get, but that is my thought. I would stick in it until they were gone. And then I have my daughter, and I kind of have a responsibility when it comes to her peace of mind also. So yes, I wouldn't kill myself, and I wouldn't say no to cancer treatment. Now, alternative medicine, you see, just because something is from the fucking Amazon doesn't mean that it works. And if you go in and check out the expected life expectancy of an average Amazon Indian, it is like 35. It is like in the Stone Age, okay? So all these remedies worked so well, they should have been 120, shouldn't they? They're fasting all the time. They're hunter and gatherers. Now, I will also recommend when you get a cancer, because yes, we should trust the physicians, we should trust school medicine. As I said in the beginning, before school medicine, the death from cancer was basically 100%. Now it is a totally different story, and soon in 5 years maybe it is gone altogether, because you have new immune therapies and stuff like that in the pipes. Of course, the coronavirus, the extreme amount of money we used on that will slow down the process in Norway, and women have to wait too long to get treatment, and people have to stand in queues and stuff, and that is just crazy. But if you get a cancer diagnosis, or a diagnosis at all, remember to get a second and a third opinion, because physicians also have a bias. My mother actually experienced something like that, and it is not good to get the wrong diagnosis because you get the wrong treatment, and you should always get a second opinion. Okay? Get a fucking second opinion and a third opinion, and study it yourself. So I think that was what I wanted to say. Nobody's perfect, I guess. This Taye guy seems like a kind of a sweet person. I have no idea what happened in his childhood that made him this wacky, basically psychotic and so narcissistic. Not in necessarily in a sociopathic way. I wouldn't call him a sociopath, but his narcissism is just fucking crazy. And there is one more thing I want to talk about. You know, these rants. The media. The media who's following this guy. I can't understand how anyone can film a person killing himself. This guy is killing himself, and you are filming it. So fuck you, VG. Okay? Fuck you. What you should do is to find a healthy young person with get cancer and then follow him through the treatment, and hopefully he would survive, so we could actually learn something from it. Of course, we are learning a lot about how crazy these alternative people are. They are really crazy. But it is like watching a person eating himself to death on camera, okay? Like these mukbangers on YouTube and all these people, these so-called body positive fat people who are basically killing themselves, and people are kind of, oh, you are so, you look so beautiful, and no, you're fucking dying, okay? You're dying, and so are you. So, I think it is so cynical of the media to follow this guy into the grave. And his friends, who doesn't tell him the truth, well, fuck you too. If I had friends like him, I would be dead a long time ago. But what is my best friend? And I've done my share of mistakes. I had a double hip replacement last year, okay? Because I did a lot of overtraining and stuff, because I have a compulsive behavior. So I've done a lot of things wrong in my life, which has consequences. But what happened was, as I studied science more and more, and I understood more and more the difference between my personal feelings and objective reality, I got to a point where I got the right kind of introspection. I have a devil and an angel, and they are arguing all the time. As I say, I don't even agree with myself on many topics. So, and if you stick with me on this channel, if you sign up, I'm going to make a lot of videos about different topics now. And also, if you want to learn me to teach you how to paint, you can go to my other YouTube channel where I post my painting videos. You find a link in the description, and go check it out. So, I think that was it. I hope that this guy, it is almost like a part of me, which is really nasty, kind of wants him to die because he proves my point. But I don't want him to die. I want reality to go detonate in his head, to go off like a nuclear bomb. And he goes down and he realizes his faults, and he grows as a person. He kills the cancer. He gets into real introspection, and he becomes a resource for himself, his family, and the fight against all this bullshit, which is actually killing people en masse. Okay? That is what I wish for him. And I sincerely believe that he's a sweet person. A total narcissist, but a sweet person. So hopefully he doesn't die, but realizes that he was totally fucked up. Okay? Could somebody around this guy please tell him the fucking truth? Okay? Tell him the truth. And if you are the kind of person who are leading him on, fuck you. You're killing him. You're like a feeder for fat people. Like the mother. You're like the mother who goes into the room, her kid lays in bed, or the wife or the husband, and he just feeds her more food because it feels good. Okay? That is what you are doing. You are feeding a fucking hole in the ground. Stop it. Take responsibility. Okay, until next time, stay cool, live happy, eat well, healthy, exercise.